This is Real Estate This Week with Stephen Gasque. 17 years on air and online, helping you succeed in buying, selling, and investing in property. The best real estate strategies out there, just for you.
Welcome to Real Estate This Week. Hi again, I'm Stephen Gasque, and I'm so glad you're here as we continue our special coverage of the spring market. And on today's episode, buying in the spring market of 2026. We'll discuss good news for home buyers as the market shifts from a seller's market to a balanced market, and how interest rates, home prices, and the number of homes for sale are all looking good for buyers this spring. So let's talk about it with an expert. Joining us now is Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John L. Scott Real Estate in the Great American Northwest. John L. Scott Real Estate has more than 100 offices in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California, and over 3,000 broker associates. It's a family-owned company that this year celebrates its 95th anniversary. Lennox, welcome to Real Estate This Week.
Well, thank you, Stephen. It's great to be with you.
I am so glad you are here. So tell me, Lennox, how's the market for home buyers in the Pacific Northwest this spring?
Well, Stephen, you asked the right questions. And I just appreciate the information that you help deliver to your listeners and to highlight the real estate industry. It's such important information. First of all, the Northwest, for buyers right now, every buyer can get a home. There is selection available, inventory available, and there's more on the way. We just, through the first season of the 6 seasons to the yearly housing cycle, we call it the New Year kickoff, January, February. We're now going to see an uplift in the number of listings coming on the market, homes for sale, in March and April, and then the big lift in May, June, July, and August. So buyers are going to have selection. That is really good news. Also, lower interest rates. Interest rates came down 1.5 from a year ago. They're now at 6%, just touching the upper end of 5.99% interest rates. So they're expected to maybe dip into the high upper fives, but just a fantastic rate on a historical basis for purchasing a home. Prices have already adjusted in 2025, and in the mid-price ranges, there's price support. So buyers can see what's available. They know what the market price is, good interest rates. Great time to take a look at purchasing a home.
Oh, that is wonderful. And when I get out there looking for that home I've been dreaming about, will I face tons of competition, or has that sort of gone away?
Well, there's definitely market momentum back. In February alone, numbers of transactions were up 10% above 1 year ago, February. So market momentum is back as the market adjusted in price, rates came down. The economy, there's more optimism about the U.S. economy. All those come into play psychologically in the desire to move forward and purchase a home. Additionally, for buyers, many were on the wrong side of a multiple offer transaction. Back in early 25 and 2024, 2023, we had multiple offer market, everything. We were seeing 10, 15 offers. Well, only one person got the house and 14 didn't. Well, nowadays, we're starting to see a few multiple offers, but more than that, more of what we see is one offer coming in at market price to get the house. What's great right now, Stephen, is that they're able to put an inspection contingency into the agreement. So it's eyes wide open. They can really get a feel about the house. Unlike in that frenzy market, a lot of buyers waived the inspection contingency just to get the house.
That's right. I remember that. I remember that well. And I also remember the need for speed. That when a great house came on the market, you had to get in there instantly with your offer. Has that calmed down?
Well, it's calmed down a little bit, but on the other side of that, we believe in getting buyer ready day one. And what that does, the end result of that is it creates greater seller certainty. It gives you a negotiation plus for negotiating because the seller knows you're buyer ready. They know your offer is a good offer. That listing broker that my buyer rep talks to, they know you know what you're doing, that you're a solid buyer, that you're going to be get this deal together, get the inspection done, because we're going to be going to closing because that buyer is buyer ready. Now, how to do that? Get fully underwritten ahead of time if you need home financing. Yes, there are still offers that are all cash, but predominantly it's individuals that are getting home financing to purchase. And so there's a concept of being pre-approved, and that's just generally looking at your base information. But getting fully underwritten, they actually go through and they check the sources of funds and income and statements. And that's a higher level. It allows you to be ahead of all the other buyers in the marketplace if there happens to be another offer coming in that needs financing. Plus, you can compete with all cash because the seller knows that you are fully underwritten with a letter from a mortgage company saying this is just subject to the appraisal coming through at the right price because they're all ready for a mortgage.
Well, Lennox, with all these positive developments happening for buyers in today's market, tell us, is the solid seller's market we've seen for years and years just slipping away towards a more balanced market? I mean, that would be great for home buyers. Is that what we're seeing?
Yes, back March 21 of 2025, we definitely moved from a seller's market, frenzy, a number of transactions of homes going under contract the first 30 days, to more of a balanced market. And the mid-price ranges were still up there at surge and on the cusp of frenzy in the spring market, the new year in the spring market. But then we get dispersed buyer energy as more homes come on the market throughout the summer. There's more selection for buyers. So prices don't continue their upward trajectory over the summer. It flattens out and then maintains, comes down ever so slightly, maybe in the luxury price points in the fall.
Lennox, this is such great information. And so let me ask you the big question. If I want to buy a house, but I'm not in a rush, I don't have to buy a house, is the spring market of 2026 a good time to buy, or would I be better off waiting?
Well, right now in March, we're going to see an increase in the number of homes coming on the market. So there's going to be the selection. We go up 2 levels of intensity late December, January, February. We'll come back off 1 level of intensity for new listings going under contract in April, and we go off another level of intensity in June, just because of so many homes come onto the market. So, but in the mid-price ranges, there's just higher intensity than there is in the luxury. So in the mid-price ranges, you're still going to be in competition with the rest of the backlog of buyers because there's just still not enough inventory in those price ranges where 80% of the transactions take place. So you want to be buyer ready, and buyers are ready in today's world. They're looking online every day. There's a place for them to express their energy. They know the geographical market area they're looking at. They're looking online or they get notification of new listings in that area, and then they go drive by the house. They are in action right away, and they're fully knowledgeable about the whole marketplace for activity and what's taking place, and especially in their consultation with their buyer representative.
Buyers are in action. I love that. And Lennox, it's great to hear buyers have a better shot to get a house this spring with prices, interest rates, and the number of homes for sale all looking good at a time that sellers will still do well because many of them are sitting on tons of equity. So Lennox, a great spring market has arrived, and I want to thank you for walking us through it for 3 shows in a row. You are the best. Thank you, Lennox.
Well, thank you, Stephen. We're heading into 2026, into the spring market, and it's go time.
Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John L. Scott Real Estate in the Great American Northwest. John L. Scott Real Estate has more than 100 offices in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California, and over 3,000 broker associates. It's a family-owned company that this year celebrates its 95th anniversary. Next time on Real Estate This Week, we'll continue our special coverage of the spring market, the busiest, fastest, and hottest real estate market of the year, with expert analysis of what it all means to you and your real estate plans. That's next on Real Estate This Week. And until then, I'm Stephen Gasque, and thank you for listening.
A brand new episode of Real Estate This Week with Stephen Gasque drops every Thursday, everywhere. And you're invited to listen, subscribe, and follow us. Just look for Real Estate This Week with Stephen Gasque. The best real estate strategies out there, just for you.